Hi angels! Today we have another craft video. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Calling in all divas. It's time to glitter up your day with Simona Lisa.
Starting off here, I'm making a gift for my boyfriend for our anniversary. At this point, what I had done already is I picked songs that I wanted on a CD for him, and I burned the CD, so I didn't show that, my bad. But now I'm designing the cover. So as you can see, the title I'm putting on there is "You're Forever Is All That I Need." So that is a line in a Sleeping with Sirens song, which I put as the last track on the CD. And I decided to kind of go with this little theme of like key to my heart kind of thing. So you can see I'm basing my sketch off of this one image that's on my iPad, and it's like a lock with a key, and the lock has like a heart in it and just like, you know, a cute little vibe. So yeah, I basically sketched out my design and how I sized the paper to fit into the CD case. I basically just took one of my Blink 182 CDs that you guys saw me do a little bit ago, and I took the little booklet that came in it, and I just folded like a paper in half, and then I cut around so that it matches the size of the booklet. You could just like measure it out. There's other ways to do it. For me, I just think that's like the easiest. So that's how I go about it. But yeah, this part is so fun to me. I really recommend burning CDs and like designing a little cover for your loved ones, for yourself. It's just such a fun thing to make. It's such a fun gift to give. So yeah, and you could like go about it however you want. Like there's so many creative ways to go about it. Here I ended up stapling 2 pages together so I could have a few extra pages, because I wanted to do little drawings in there and I wanted to write down all the tracks that were on the CD. Here you can see that that's what I'm doing. I'm writing down all the songs that are on the CD so that he knows like what number is what track. And that's how it looks. Okay, fun. Now I'm continuing the design on the cover. So at this point I had sketched it out. Now I'm coloring it in, and that is how it looks so far. I added little like swirls and stuff like that, and then here's another update on how it looks. This is just so fun to make, and then this is the final cover. I ended up putting the CD in my CD player just to like hear it, see how it sounds, and then here is what the booklet looks like once I finish. Now we're moving on to a shirt that matches the theme of the CD, which I'm also making for my boyfriend. So again, same font, same line, "Your Forever Is All That I Need," but I'm making a bigger stencil, and this is going to be going on a t-shirt. There's so many different ways to make stencils. You honestly could use what you have at home. I've seen people take like printer paper and they'll put like tape on it, and with an X-Acto knife, and you just carve it out. So there's so many ways to make stencils. You can look up tutorials if you want. But here I'm just like, I basically went on Depop and I picked a font that I liked, and then I wrote down what I wanted as a stencil, and then I just like put the paper on top of my iPad to trace it out. And now with my X-Acto knife, I'm going in and I'm just like carving out all the little pieces. Now, when you make stencils, just make sure you have little tabs so that you don't like lose any important parts of your stencils. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like when there's like a O and you don't want the circle and the O to just like disappear. So yeah, just make sure you have all the little tabs that you need. This process is probably just the most exhausting for me. I don't know. It's like, it takes a little bit of time, but the more you do it, like the faster you are and everything. It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just a weak bitch, but it takes me like a hot second to carve everything out, and then I have like arm pain by the end of it. But yeah, still, it's a really great and fun way to make gifts for your loved ones and also stuff for yourself. This is how I make designs for like different pieces of clothing that are for myself, and also pieces that I will be selling soon. I just have not gotten it all like done and prepared yet, but I basically have pieces done. I just have to take pictures of them, revamp the website so I can kind of like release them, if that makes sense. Just a few ideas here if you're trying to do something for yourself or for someone as a gift. You could make stencils of like here what I did is like a lyric in a song. You could do a title of a song. You could do like a band name. You could do anything. You could do like a name of like a show, like your favorite show. And then you can make like different little designs. So yeah, it's like fully up to you. And I recommend like just sit down and just do, like don't even think about it, just be like and then when you're in your creative flow, everything just flows together. So here I'm showing you guys how it looks once the stencil is done. Carved everything out. Now I'm using screen printing ink and a literal like sponge you would use to wash your dishes. For these, you could use any kind of sponge. I have sponges from like my kitchen that I just like take and I do this, and old beauty blenders. I don't really use beauty blenders. I like blend my makeup in with my fingers, but my sister, I take her old beauty blenders and I also use those for this. So again, like I'm literally showing you guys how you could do crafts with what you have at home. So literally grab a sponge from your kitchen or an old beauty blender and it works just fine. Or you could be bougie and you could buy supplies that are more professional. It's up to you. I'm just saying if you're trying to be on a budget. So yeah, this is how the stencil looks once I peeled it off. And here I'm making a different stencil. Like I said earlier, you can make little designs. So here I'm making the lock, and again I'm matching the t-shirt design to the design on the CD cover. Also, in case you haven't peeped it yet, I'm watching Winx Club in the background. I've seen Winx Club over and over multiple times. Of course, we stop at the later seasons. Once Nickelodeon bought Winx Club, that's when everything went downhill. They should have left it to the Italians. They knew what they were doing. But anyways, so yeah, I made my lock. I made the key stencil, and now I'm just using a sponge and screen printing ink to like put it all on. One more thing that I do, I don't know if I really showed it properly, but I just want to like say this in case you're trying to do this and you're not watching any other tutorials, in case you're just going off of what I'm showing here. Whenever you are putting like ink like this on a piece of clothing or anything, right underneath I like to put a piece of like cardboard or like a piece of newspaper, just because the ink can bleed through your like piece of clothing, so just like be wary of that. But yeah, and then here you can see me taking a paintbrush and I'm just going through the little opening bits from like the tabs I left for making the stencil. You could leave the lines that show that it was like a stencil. It's up to you. Sometimes I leave them, sometimes I cover them. It just depends on how it looks with the design. And now I'm doing the lock with the screen printing ink. And yeah, as you can see so far, it's matching the cover pretty closely. I basically did the same key, the same lock. And this was just such a fun project to make. I had so much fun making this. And then once I was done with this, I just leave it to dry. But one more little detail I added here is like a chain. So I took an old chain necklace that I had with a little heart pendant on it, and I used some safety pins to secure it. And then I left the design at that, and then I just let it dry. So yeah, this was so fun to make. And then here's how it looks now that it's fully done. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, moving on. Now we are making a skirt belt. So I really did not have a lot of clips here. I basically made the waistband, made the pleats, pinned them together, sewed them together. And then afterwards, I made a little string to attach the two pieces together. I put 2 grommets in there. Yeah, that's basically what I did. And then I made a stencil, a little skull here, as you can see, and I used screen printing ink for that also. And then here, again, didn't have a lot of clips. I was at my boyfriend's place. Basically, we were going out, and I needed an outfit, so I went thrifting, got this tank top, and then I made a Sleeping with Sirens stencil and this little guitar. And, ooh, I love this design. I'm gonna make more similar ones to sell if you guys are interested, so yeah. Here we have my binder, and this has all my stencils in here. I'm just looking through to pick what I want to use. So this shirt, I really free-flowingly just like went with it. I made a few more stencils. So this skull, I have a few ones. I don't know, I just like make extra ones whenever I feel like it. Just I ended up making another skull that is this, like, the exact same stencil I had before, but I was just making a different one here. And then once I had all my stencils ready, I just roughly placed them on the shirt to see where I wanted everything to be situated. Yeah, I made different little stencils here. I love, like, little kissy lips, so I love stencils like that. I love hearts, I love angel wings, I love skulls. So, of course, you're going to see a lot of those types of stencils with me. But yeah, so here I had everything ready. As you can see, I had a piece of cardboard shoved in between the 2 layers of the shirt so the ink doesn't bleed through. And on the side, I have my sponge, my paintbrush, my ink, and now I'm just, like, dabbing it on. One thing that happens is your fingers, they get ink on them, and if you accidentally touch the shirt, you'll get some ink on the shirt. You could put stuff around your stencil, like extra pieces of paper, so that if it goes out, then you'll be fine. I get too excited and I'm too impatient, so I don't do that. I just try to be careful. For the most part, I'm fine. Sometimes I get a little bit ink around on the sides. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to take the extra precautions. You probably should. I probably should too. I think the best thing to do when you're creating is to just, like, go ahead and create. Like, don't have too specific of a plan, unless that works for you. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I get too in over my head when I create, and I feel the need to, like, make these lists and plan exactly in my head how I want it to look. And I think it's just the most restricting thing you could do to yourself, because if it doesn't end up exactly that way, then you're disappointed. So I like to just go for it and have fun. Okay, for our next project, we're gonna be taking these pants and we're gonna turn it into a pleated skirt. So I'm gonna, like, cut it at about there, and then I'm gonna cut a few strips for the legs and fold into pleats and then sew it together. Okay, so here I just took the pants and I cut away right underneath basically where, like, the zipper is. And then I just made sure it was, like, straight-ish, and then I cut long strips for the pleats. I really cut them terribly. You could probably make this more clean by using, I forget what it's called every single time, but one of those, like, cutting, like, circular tools. Oh my god, my English, what the hell, I don't remember what the thing is called. But yeah, that gives you straight lines, but I'm just, you know, going at it with my scissors. But yeah, here I'm just making my pleats. You can measure them, you can eyeball them. I eyeball them, of course. You guys know me, you guys know how I roll with my crafts. Once I have my pleats connected to the top part of the skirt, I make sure I have them all, like, pinned nicely, and then I just go on my sewing machine and I pin them right side to right side, and I do a straight stitch for this. Yeah, you could do, like, whatever stitch you prefer. I just like doing a straight stitch. If it was, like, a stretchier fabric, then I do a zigzag. But yeah, and then I just, like, go all around, and I just hem all the way to the end. Make sure you do a back stitch at the beginning and at the end. I definitely feel like sometimes, I feel like this probably happens to everyone, but I'll, like, lack the energy to make my crafts out of, like, passion. I'll kind of be hard on myself if I feel burnt out and tired. Sometimes I'll start scrolling, like, on Instagram Reels, or I'll, like, watch a bunch of YouTube videos of people creating instead of just creating. So I think this kind of just happens to everyone. If any of you guys relate to this, and if any of you guys have, like, tips on how to get in the right headspace for creating, feel free to share in the comments. For me personally, I think it's a lot about how you start your day. I think obviously if you wake up and the first thing you're doing is going on your phone and scrolling, that's not really going to help you. Whereas if you get, like, sunlight, drink water, have a little dance party, listen to your favorite music, start sketching out your ideas or something like that, that would probably make you in more of a creative headspace and mindset. Here's where we're at with the skirt, and then I'm going to add little designs on it, and then it'll be done. You could do a stitch on top of the pleats, but for this skirt I felt like they sit perfectly without the stitch, so I ended up deciding against a stitch. Now I'm looking through my binder with all my stencils to decide what designs I want on the skirt. I ended up going for these two right here. I love reusing the same stencils. Like, if I love them, you will see them in all my designs. But basically, again, I'm putting a cardboard in between the 2 layers of the skirt. I'm placing my patches where I want them. And a lot of the times I call my sister over and I am like, do you think this is cute? Like, do you agree with this? especially if it's something I'm gonna show to you guys. Like if I'm editing a thumbnail or a video, I'll get my sister's opinion on something. If I'm trying to make clothes for you guys, I'll get my sister's opinion. So yeah, she's like the go-to. But yeah, I don't know, sometimes I just like overthink on what I'm doing when I'm making stuff for you guys. I don't know, maybe I should just like chill out more. Maybe I should be more go with the flow. In general, I think I tend to overthink anything I'm creating. So that includes content for like YouTube, TikTok, things like that. I don't know, I keep thinking in my head, I'm like, oh wait, how I'm making it, is that how people want to see it? Like, what do people actually want to see? How, like, you know what I mean? And then when I overthink it, I just fall flat and then I end up with nothing. And then, I don't know, you guys probably notice I'm always like, what do you guys want to watch on YouTube, guys? Like, what kind of videos? Because I'm like overthinking it instead of just going with my intuition, I guess. I don't know, hopefully this video turns out fine. But again, I'm gonna proceed to overthink and not really work on that and ask you guys if you guys like the formatting of this video so far. If you guys have any feedback on it, if you guys think I should do anything differently, please let me know. I feel like I'm not great at doing tutorials, so this feels less like a tutorial, more like a craft with me. I don't know, let me know if you guys like it that way. Pleated skirts are some of my favorite pieces to make. I feel like I make them so much. Like, if anything, if I'm at my sewing machine, it's a thing I will make most commonly. I just think they're so fun. I love skirts, but I love pleated skirts especially. So yeah, I make them all the time. This skirt specifically, I'm planning on selling it. I made it to sell because I'm trying to upcycle more clothes and sell them, because I'm looking around at the mall and I see that we are in deep need of like actual cute clothes. Like, what the hell is going on over there? I don't know. So yeah, and I get comments sometimes on like, you know, all different platforms like TikTok and whatever, about how people are like, where do you get cute clothes? Like, it's so hard to find them. And I agree, it is hard. So I thought, you know what, if I make some clothes, maybe that would help the diva fashionistas out there, you know. But yeah, this is the last, I guess, upcycling, thrift flip, whatever you want to call it, of the day. Actually, I don't think I even made these all on the same day, but, you know, of the video, I guess. I don't know, I just film and then I put the clips together, so yeah, I don't think I did this all within a day. But anyway, if you guys want to see more of these craft videos, let me know. I love crafts, so I feel like I should make more craft-related videos. I don't know what format I like, so if you guys have any, like, preferences, please let me know, because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I just film the way I think I should film, and then I edit it, and I'm like, And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I should do it differently, but I don't know how to, like, what I could do differently. But yeah, we got this format for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what crafts you guys are up to. And yeah, thanks for watching, angels, and make sure you leave some glitter everywhere you go. Mwah!